Hello. How's everyone doing? Hi everyone. Good morning. I noticed that the link I sent for Discord apparently was invalid, so I'm just changing that now. How do I do that? Good morning. Hey Kenneth. Hey Michael. Hey Luke, Paul, Kalista. How are you guys doing? Yeah, doing good. Good. I actually woke up really awake today. Yeah, I'm just trying to see here. What can I do about the post that I made? Apparently it was invalid, so let me see if I can. How do I do this? Okay, let's try this. Bear with me, you guys. I am trying to get this to work. All right, I just updated the Discord link. Let me know if that works for everyone. Okay, let me put that in the chat as well. Cool. How is everyone doing? Hey, Robin, Vio, Shiram, Duckmeat, good afternoon. Mustafa, what have I been up to? Wow, what have I been up to? It's a good question. I guess I've just been working. And yesterday, I was working on the SQL course that I was making. Started editing a video. Yeah, that's about it. Today we're back to studying though. I got my notebook here, my pen. We're back to engineering. I'm gonna pin the comment that I'm studying engineering's course because people seem to be interested. Hey, Leo, yep, I did not study yesterday. That is correct. You got me. Nope, I did not study yesterday. I was working. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to. I kind of asked you guys if you wanted me to do these live streams even when I wasn't studying. I mean, I would love to be able to study all of this, but realistically, if I just don't really have the time to study that often. So I'm trying to do 3 times a week, and then for the other times, to do other stuff like YouTube videos, and also, yeah, the course that I'm making and like Discord stuff. Yep. Let me pin this comment. That I am studying Andrew Ning's course. Cool. Mark, Turos. Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, I'm glad that the Discord link works now. All right. Why don't we get started in In what? In 2 minutes? Yeah, let's get started in 2 minutes. Ibrahim, I'm glad you could join. Yeah, no problem. I'm glad you could join. Okay, Loic Ayuk Ius. How do you say your name? Educate me. Educate me. Duck Meat just bought a 90 by 60 whiteboard and had a game changer taking notes, especially in practice for my AWS certification. Completely agree. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I love whiteboards. I love doing everything on my whiteboard. It's like just the ability of seeing everything is very I feel like it makes me smarter. It makes me think better. Hey Michael. Yeah, there's a Discord now. Why don't I also write a Discord on the pinned chat? I also made a community post about it. Yeah. Let me pin it. There we go. All right. By the way, did you guys go to the SEC hearing yesterday? I think there was also the Mars rover that was landing, right? I think Dr. Merlot mentioned that. There was a lot to watch yesterday. Yeah, Discord link is pinned in the comments. Bruno, it's 10 in the morning. You're not even done with civil law class. Do you view studying in chunks of content, 2 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, is a good way to avoid burnout? Yeah, that's a good question. I think as long as you can make it into a habit, then whatever works best for you. For me, like the 2 hours in the morning are really important because after work, I'm just so tired. I usually can't focus on learning anything new anymore. Cool. Shall we get started? Can you guys see this? I put this here. All right, let's chat during the breaks. I don't know if you guys can see that. I think it's kind of small. Yeah, it's okay. first Pomodoro. Hey everyone, new that joined. Let me lower the music. How's everyone going? How's it going for everyone? Can't even speak today. Let's see some of your questions. Olivia, I hope the Discord links now. Oh my god. I hope the Discord link works now. I tried it myself and it seemed like it was fine. Yedo, do people really listen to music while studying or working? I actually personally don't. I only listen to music when I'm coding, so the music is at the request of you guys. And yeah, for me personally, I don't really listen to music. Yeah. By the way, if you have any music suggestions, can you guys put it into the Discord server, like what music you want? I just need to make sure that it's copyright free, but open to suggestions. Thunderstack. The assignments are hard to solve. Oh, you mean for engineering class? I feel like it's tedious. Like you actually have to calculate stuff. But I think he does do a pretty good job. Like he doesn't ask you questions that he didn't himself cover. So it's more like it's a pretty decent way of making sure that you're actually paying attention. I had a few times when I wasn't paying attention and then I didn't know how to do the question. Yep, music is for you guys. Yedo, is anyone in the chat studying data science? I guess that doesn't include me. I'm studying data science. Actually, no, that's a lie. Well, I'm working in data science, but I'm also studying data science. George, I'm doing my assignment Markov chains right now. Nice, Markov chains. I remember doing that at some point. It's like hidden Markov chains. Yeah, I remember doing that. Doing my internship at Goldman Sachs, there was someone who was working pretty heavily with just making models with hidden Markov chains. Apparently it's very common in finance. Code life. I'm also gonna work on something. I like this vibe. Nice. I'm glad. Yeah. Grab something to work on for the next Pomodoro. Cool. Ruben, it's Friday. Yes, thank God it's Friday. Do you guys have any plans for the weekend? I was also mentioning earlier how I watched the SCC and the rover landing yesterday. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, both of them are pretty interesting. But yeah, for the weekend, what do you guys plan on doing? Are you guys gonna study more? Is weekend time also study time, or is weekend time fun time? Eni Library, I'm looking forward to your video about your master's experience. You know what? That is very motivating. That is motivating me to actually go edit it. I filmed it already, but I'm totally procrastinating on editing it. So yes, I'm gonna edit it tonight and tomorrow. Yedo, I'm a heavy metal / rock guy, so listening to music while studying is a big no-no for me. You know, that's actually really funny. I don't want to say I was also a heavy metal rock girl, I suppose. Especially in high school, I was very into like metal music. I was like really into that scene as well. You know, I like only wore black leather jackets, just like black hose. What else I do? Yeah, like my Doc Martens and like I don't even remember what headphones I had, but like I thought it was super cool. I was very into that. But afterwards, I stopped dressing like that. I still really do enjoy metal and rock music though. Not so much when I'm studying. Yeah. Although there's this one album by Alexis on Fire, or it's Alex is on Fire. I don't know how to pronounce the band name. It's like the Old Crow's Young Cardinal album that for some reason is very, very motivating to me. Whenever I feel like I don't want to study, that's also an album that I listen to. Hey y'all, code life. We can plan redecorate my room working on a thing. Cool. That sounds awesome. Yeah. It sounds like you should. I hope the thing is like a fun thing, not like a work thing or a school thing. Um, Bobcat Didi, you have an exam on Monday, so you'll have to study. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the student life, right? You don't really get a weekend. I mean, if it's motivating to you, once you start working, all of that goes away. Yeah, I'm really happy that I don't have to do exams anymore. Mm, Ruben and Yarpa, I listen to music but without lyrics. We're in a language that I don't understand where I will be distracted. Yeah, I actually agree with that too. Japanese or lo-fi beats, I agree. Also, so I also do like listening to like older Chinese music. I understand what they're saying, but I feel like the amount of time it takes for me to process those words is like long enough that it doesn't distract me as much. Zayan, hi, I have a question. Did you switch to CS or were you always along the CS path during college? Yeah, so no, I did not switch to CS even when I was in college. I graduated and then I did my master's in computer science. Andrew, you're well? I'm glad to hear that. There's a rainstorm, so classes have been canceled. Rest day. Nice. Rainstorm though. Wow, is it like now is not monsoon season, is it? It shouldn't be. But is it I assume it's just like monsoon like if classes are actually canceled for that. You're doing a bit of reading later though, going to read about NN and CNN to understand object detection. Cool. Sachin upskilling time. Nice. Mohan, you just joined a stream and Discord server. Awesome. Yeah, so excited for the Discord server. Um, yeah, I'm just so excited for everything that's gonna come out. Uh, yeah, I also added admin and mods, and I was just pretty much just like, do what you guys think are awesome, you think would be helpful for the community. I'm gonna be like, you have all the power to create a Discord into anything that you think is best for the community. So yeah, I'm also always welcome to suggestions. But yeah, I was thinking like we could do something, at least for the live streams, we could do like study rooms, or something like that. Also, it's a good way to track progress where I have discussions about specific classes that people are taking, if there's multiple people, something like that. Mm, Let me see. You guys are all just studying all the time, huh? VO new weekend time is to research stocks before Monday. Okay, cool. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this on stream. I literally don't know. Maybe I shouldn't reveal what I buy because maybe that's will be misconstrued as financial advice. Yeah, maybe not. Let me go research what I'm allowed to say first. Um, Ponto, congrats on the work. Where do you find free music to play in the videos? Plans for the weekend? Work, study, and play with kids. That sounds awesome for the weekend. Work, study, and play with kids. Yeah, I mean, yeah, music is hard. I mean, for the music that I'm using here, I mean, I am not monetizing any of these live stream videos, but you still get copyright striked even if you don't. So I still need to make sure of that. I just find it on YouTube. I've been looking at like there's some channels that are dedicated towards music, and I'm trying to find like better music to play. Let me know if you have suggestions though. There's Chilled Cow. I really like their playlist. Personally, I really like it's like Mr. Suicide Sheep. I really like Mr. Suicide Sheep, but I think his music is copyrighted. Duck Meat, Python Online Convention. Cool. Pi Cascades. Pi's Cascades. Cool. Alicius, I feel like in CSI Masters there is no such thing as fun time. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. Duck meat. No, no Dogecoin. Alright, let's study for another 50 minutes. Okay. Alright, let's get to it. our second Pomodoro. How is everybody feeling? How is the study session today? What did I do? So I'm at week 2 now. No, I think I actually finished week 2 now. Let's see. What did I do? So yeah, week 2 I'm pretty much done. It's more the Octave / MATLAB tutorial. Yeah, I haven't used MATLAB or Octave before, so I'm going through quickly all the basic commands for it. And then I think there's a programming assignment for linear algebra, so that'll be fun. I think it's the first the coding programming assignment. Yeah. What about you guys? How are you guys doing? What'd you guys study today? Bobcat Didi. 3 chapters of econ done, around 35 pages a chapter. Wow, that's really fast. I'm really impressed that you're able to do that. Yeah, let me know what you guys studied today. Let's see, catching up. No, it's not Windows 7. I was watching Andrew Ning's thing, and his is in Windows 7 because this class is pretty old now. But no, I am not using Windows 7. Ram Rabbit. Oh, I'm working on Andrew Ning's class, his like machine learning class. I have a link for it in the descriptions as well if you want to check that out. I'm pretty much done with week 2 and I'm doing the assignment. You're at work. Shivani Naik, feature engineering, nice. Carlos, calculus 2, nice. Mohammed, you're practicing leak code, cool. By the way, do you guys know any like pen tricks? I'm left-handed, but for some reason I can only do this with my right hand. But this is the only thing I know how to do. I can't even do it properly. I feel like I should practice more pen tricks so I can entertain you guys. Let's see. Anchor IBM internship assessment prep. Cool. So I'm assuming that means you have an IBM internship and they're giving you a prep before you go in, I assume? No, yes, studying the financial markets, I YOLO'd into the stonks. You like the stonks, don't you? Yeah, I mean, no, yes. Wait, was it you earlier that said you were into Dogecoin, or is that someone else? I don't even remember. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I've always wanted to do like a stonks related project at some point. Yeah, after learning this. So another thing that I'm trying to learn right now is options trading properly. I've been meaning to do that for quite a while now. Like I kind of know the basis just that I picked up from listening to people, but I haven't actually gone through it. So that's also something on my bucket list. Options trading. Ayush, brushing up on your linear algebra. Nice, nice. Luke, you just did a few job applications. I practiced some job interview questions later today. Have you used Pramp? No, I have not used Pramp. I have heard about it before. I think it's mostly for software engineering, right? Ram Rabbit, yes, I am on Clubhouse. I was invited by Kenji a few weeks back. I haven't used it as much. I popped in to a few of them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's something, yeah, I should probably explore a little bit more. Yeah, Clubhouse. I feel like Clubhouse is gonna be the hot new thing now these days. Carl, writing the draft from your first publication if it gets published. Nice, that's awesome. What topic is it in? I had my publications were in bioinformatics. I do find that if you're in, at least in the sciences, if you have any like wet lab stuff, it takes a lot longer to actually get it published. But if you're doing like bioinformatics stuff, it seems like the ability of getting published is much faster. Maybe because the standards are lower. But yeah, I'm fingers crossed for you that you get it published. Cute honey, discrete math. Yeah, that's what I did during my master's. Robin, what do you think about job transition between data science and data analyst, please? Cool, let's get to the questions. What do I think about job transition between data scientist and data analyst? Yeah, I think this one isn't a very difficult transition either. When I say either, I was talking about software engineering into data science. If you're going, I'm assuming you're going from data analyst to data science, because if it's the other way around, you shouldn't have that many issues at all. But if you're going from data analyst to data scientist, probably need to brush up on your programming and coding skills, and probably more on the like probability and just statistics side of things. Again, it depends on like what you're doing, but there are analytics based data scientists where it's pretty much you do a lot of the stuff that data analysts do, but you just have more tools in your toolkit, including but not limited to machine learning and programming in general. Hope that answered your question. Mish, for a data science project on biomedical sciences, which area do you think is a good topic, like drug discovery or something like that? Biological sciences is so big right now, especially with bioinformatics finally having enough data to do the stuff that we want to do, because that was a really big blocker before. I know that imaging is a really big one, and drug discovery, I'm biased. I did pharmacology as my undergrad, so I'm biased towards drug discovery. That's also where I know the most information, and that is a really cool space for data science. Like drug discovery stuff, anything to do with genetics or imaging, because that's where there's a lot of data available, and it's usually nicely formatted data that you can do work on. Again, for anything related to bioinformatics or biomedical sciences, check out Data Professor's channel. That's his niche. He actually is a professor in that field as well. Akshay, Python, nice. No, yes. Oh, so you weren't the one who wanted to do Dogecoin, but you're also into Dogecoins. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Idris, hi Tina, what website is good to build data science portfolio? GitHub all the way. You can also build a website. It's super easy to do these days, and it's a good way of showcasing your projects and anything else. Ram Rabbits, options are really just a hedge for stocks. Yeah. Although like when you're trading options, though, there is a hedge, but I believe that you can also trade, there's like specific strategies that work for options that don't work for stocks. So that's something that I'm pretty interested in. No, yes, seriously though, I'm looking into product sense questions for a couple of companies I'm interviewing for. Yep, product sense questions. Yeah, those are always, okay, I feel like in terms of data science interview questions, when you're doing like SQL, it's like pretty much the same, right? It's pretty similar what questions they're gonna ask you, including like probability and stats, but product sense is something that I feel is more company specific, because it depends on the type of products that you're working on. I wanna say, so I don't think I actually made a video about this. I probably should. One of my biggest suggestions for doing product sense questions, because I feel like there's not that many resources available. You should check out the structure of consulting interviews. I find that it's very, very similar to those interviews, and by borrowing from that structure, you're able to go through the interview much more smoothly and make sure that you don't miss any problems that you had. At least that's what I did. I modeled how to answer product sense questions based upon my experience doing consulting interviews. CC to the moon. Sachin, any stocks day traders here? You know what? On Discord, you guys should create a channel for that. I'm so down to join in that conversation. It'll motivate me to do more as well. Shariman, I think I learned how to break off from using Jupyter Notebook to CSV. Okay, cool. So, okay, you're getting Jupyter Notebook, like the information into CSV. Cool. Carl, using ML in the field of theoretical biophysics. That's really interesting. Theoretical biophysics. I like drawing a blank. What I'm not sure what that would look like. Theoretical physics, yes. Biophysics, yes. But I don't know what theoretical biophysics looks like. But that's really interesting. Using molecular simulation data. Cool. Wow. That sounds advanced. Walid, I feel super lazy and demotivated. What should I do to get my work done? Well, you should join the streams to get your work done. I assume that it's quite boring if you're just watching me study, so that will probably encourage you to also study. And then I hope that it motivates you because in the end we get to chat about stuff and during the breaks. But yeah, but in general, if you're super lazy and demotivated, trust me, I'm exactly the same way. If I don't get myself to do stuff, I literally just lay in bed the entire day. And accountability, join a Discord. I think I'll see if I can set up like some study rooms and stuff for that people can join to feel even more accountable for what they're studying, and it wouldn't just be limited to when I'm streaming. But yeah, I hope that helps. I'm sorry, I don't have like exact I mean, I do have like things that I do specifically to motivate myself to do things, but in general, having accountability is the best way of getting yourself to do stuff. Yep. Ram Rabbit, I'm in discrete right now. Very basic material for now. Yep, discrete math. I do remember that. I think, yeah, I actually quite liked it. In the end of it, discrete math. We also did like probability and proofs along with that in the class that I took. I find that discrete math is quite different from other types of math. But yeah, hopefully it goes well. Sachin, hire a freelancer to set up stuff. Yeah, I'm also looking into that, like Upwork and Fiverr, to see what I can do. Ram Rabbit doing proofs. Yep. Osama, who earns more, data engineer or data scientist? Yeah, I actually made a video about data engineer. That was the last video that I posted. On average, data engineers do make more. No, yes. Do you feel that some DS jobs are really data analyst jobs in disguise? And is this a good thing or a bad thing? Yep, I feel like the definition of what a data scientist is still so new right now. So before you had basically data analysts, right? And that was the position for people who just do any sort of analytics in terms of a business sense or like a product-based sense. With that being said, though, I think data science jobs are different from data analyst jobs, not exactly in what they do per se, but how that they do things. And I mean that in a way, for data science, you pretty much just have a greater toolkit than what a data analyst traditionally will. A data analyst probably are limited to maybe doing some SQL and just like, calculating things on Excel spreadsheets and whatnot. This is like my understanding based upon the product analysts or data analysts that I've met. While for data scientists, you can code, how to use ML modules, so with all these different other toolkits, you're oftentimes able to answer questions, not necessarily better, but in a different way, which is also quite valuable. And with data scientists, you're also able to make models much better in order to track different businesses or different products that company is working on. Yeah, that's a kind of a general overview of what the differences are. Yeah, generally data scientists, more technical. Avinash, how to feel confident. Sometimes I feel like imposter. Me too. Yeah, I feel like imposter a lot, especially when people are talking about things that I don't understand, and sometimes I'm too scared to ask questions about it, but the more you don't figure it out, the more you don't understand going on, eh? So for me, fake it till you make it. It really is like that. Another thing is like in meetings and things where I'm in part of a group, I try to speak up. I try to ask questions, even though they're like dumb or generic questions. it's kind of just to like ease myself into doing things. Yeah, that along with like for example, maybe I feel like I don't know, like I can't I like sign myself up for things so that it forces me to do them. Even now it's like I remember when I was applying for jobs, like I would apply to all these jobs and just like get myself to start applying and not really think that much about it. And I realized when you actually get an interview, you're kind of like compelled to do it, right? So I kind of trick myself to compel myself to do things without thinking like too much about it. But at that time, it's like I can't back out, so I have to do it. Does that make sense? But in general, fake it till you make it. That really is the key. Brian Epi, how do you transition from pharmacology to data science? For me, I started off in pharmacology undergrad. I was doing wet lab research. For those of you that don't know, it's like pretty much just pipetting stuff, you know, like mixing things into glasses. I also did a little bit of animal research. And then I got a job after I graduated in a bioinformatics lab. It was doing cancer research, and that's kind of how I transitioned into more coding based stuff. And then after that, I actually did a master's in computer science, and that's how I got to where I am right now as a data scientist. But I don't think you actually need to do what I did at all. Like I could have stayed in bioinformatics, which I think one can argue is a subset of data science, without having to go get a secondary degree. Cool. Just lost the chat again. Sachi, don't worry. Yeah, about imposter syndrome, many even senior devs feel it all the time. Yeah, I mean, I know like the problem with fields, that's not really a problem, but the field like data science, where like software engineering, just tech in general, everything is progressing so quickly. So it's like physically impossible for you to know everything in that field. What is much more valued as a skill set is your ability of putting yourself out there and your ability of learning things quickly. That's why I always stress having a very solid foundational set of skills, because that allows you to learn things much faster. Carlos, who are some of my favorite YouTubers? Tech, data science related or tech related or not? I guess you guys probably already know who my favorite like data science tech ones are. It's like pretty much Data Professor. Can't really think of Genji, of course, listing off my head. Who else? Yeah, just check. And like I think I posted who my favorite like tech YouTubers are, or like data science YouTubers, and also the non-data science YouTubers. For the non-data science YouTubers, what am I into? I follow quite a few like Russian culture YouTubers. I know that sounds kind of weird coming from me, but I really like Russian culture, like Eastern European culture. I also follow Pursuit of Wonder, which is kind of philosophy like, I think. Yeah, I really like that channel as well. It's about like stoicism, bit of nihilism, I think as well, but I do enjoy that one. What other ones? Let's see. Yeah, I can't think of any more right now, but check out, I do have a page where I list out my favorite YouTubers. Ram Rabbit, if you're a student, make sure you get the GitHub Student Developer Pack for free. Yes, for sure. Harold, do you think Anaconda is necessary? Would I be able to set up with just VS Code in Jupyter? I don't think Anaconda is necessary to do that. It's really just more convenient because it just installs everything for you. But yeah, like you should be able to do it without it too. Hiroko, you get extra dinos. Cool. Ruben, yeah, you make a really good point. So normally we procrastinate not for laziness, really due to uncertainty of the current task, divide the task into little chunks and eat one by one. When you accumulate some amount of milestone completed, if you keep focused more than 5 minutes, it will be easier. Yep. I have like a list of ways to get myself to do things, and Ruben, like you nailed it. Those are pretty much covers quite a few of them already. Yeah, like accountability, try to divide things into chunks. just get yourself to do like 5 minutes of something, and then you find that you're usually more able to keep going on after that. Also, I really like going out for walks. Like whenever I feel like I just can't go on because I'm too tired or whatever, I go out for walks. Another thing that I do is, if you notice, I do my streams early in the morning because that's when I study the best. So my brain is the most awake. So I plan these things that are kind of like optional, like they don't have any deadlines, but I really, really want to do earliest in the morning to make sure I get it done. Naveen, you're on, yeah, the Discord is pinned to the chat. It should also, I also made a post about it. Let me know if that doesn't work. Yes, JT, I do speak Chinese. Hey, Syed. Idris, is it possible from non-IT background student become a data analyst / data scientist? Yeah, I'm Casey. Possibility is a, like, is it easy? Probably not. I don't think it's easy. Well, you have to either pursue a master's degree to become a data scientist, or do networking and networking and do projects by yourself and learn by yourself. Yes, like you will have to do those things or choose like whichever path is more suitable towards you, but it's certainly possible for someone without a technical degree to become a data analyst or a data scientist. And side, how to become a data engineer. I really recommend that you check out Carolina's YouTube channel. I had a video about data engineer, and I also linked some of her videos there. I forget her last name. She's a data engineer. I think she had like an econ degree before as well. And she became a data engineer from there. And the more traditional path is that you go to school, either a undergrad or a master's degree in computer science or in a related field, to become a data engineer. Yep. Life hacker. You're my motivation to continue with engineering's course. I really suck at math. I'm really glad. Just follow along with me. Like I'm not amazing at math either. Like I'm really not. I find like with his class, sometimes it's really just the syntax that might be a bit tricky. So if you pay attention to the way that he goes through the questions, you'll find that the questions afterwards are pretty much, they're pretty much exactly the same as what he did, but it's just that syntax. He does use a lot of notation, which I think can be pretty confusing. Naveen, yep, this course setup is complete. You can go in now. Yep, that should work. Christopher, top 3 university for machine learning engineer. That's a hard one. I'm afraid I don't know that at the top of my head, but I would assume that whatever top university is for computer science or computer engineering or has like professors would be top 3. Like I would bet Stanford's one of them for sure. MIT probably. Don't know what the third one would be. If anybody else knows, do comment in the chat. Robin, I've been learning and trying my best to become a data analyst. Good luck. Good luck. I know you can do that. I know you can do this. Just gotta keep progressing, and that's how you accomplish your goals, right? Like if you keep doing it, there's no reason for you not to. Loic? Okay, can you, I know I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but I still don't know how to pronounce it. Yok? Yok? I don't know, I'm sorry. Can we sign a petition for her to study tomorrow? Yo, I don't think I can study tomorrow. Unless you guys don't want to see my master's video, because I gotta edit the video tomorrow. Shrikant, is automation used in data science and ML? I think, okay, it depends on how you define automation. But yes, I think by definition of how people usually define like automating things, I think yes, it definitely is used in both data science and ML. At the very least, things are pre-packaged now, so that especially with things like GPT-3, it's like literally everything is abstracted away, and you pretty much just have like a pre-trained model already, and you just gotta like feed it information, and you're able to do so many things with it. So it's quite automated. There's a lot of in larger companies, you usually get a lot of like automated ML algorithms and a lot of data science processes as well. So yeah, definitely a lot of automation. Viswanath, hi. Your working in clinical industry suggests me learning path. Maybe you can check out, okay. Why don't you check out my how to learn data science in 2021 video. I went through that in detail much better than what I can say right now. Yeah. Cute honey, do I like Jomatech? He's pretty funny. He's pretty funny. I mean, I know that there was like some scandals and stuff that did involve him, which I didn't follow super closely. But his most recent videos I have watched, they're pretty funny. Jonas Peterson, how do you go about deciding what educational path was most suitable for you? Did you base the decision on your abilities, interests, or both? Yeah, great question. I think you should definitely check out my how to get a data science job video. That's where I outline kind of what people's options should be based upon what their current life situation is. Briefly for mine, I decided my undergrad was not a very good decision. I pretty much just went there without really thinking about it. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna be a doctor, whatever, and I just didn't think about it. And I went to U of T because as a Canadian citizen, it's a lot cheaper than going to the US. For my master's degree, though, I did decide on that. I did spend a lot of time thinking about MCIT, which is the program that I went to. I wanted to get a computer science foundational knowledge because I knew that in the tech industry, if you don't have a CS degree where like something technical, you definitely can get by, you can get jobs. It's much harder, it's much less defined, and it probably will take more time. And another reason I got my CS masters is because in the future, like if I'm learning new information and new technologies that are coming out, it's a lot easier for me to do that now because of that foundational understanding of how computer science works, like how programming languages work and all these things work under the hood. If I didn't have my CS degree, I imagine it would be much more difficult to pick up these technologies because each one would be like, learning a new language, and you don't have the understanding of why things are formatted the way that they are, and that intuition wouldn't be there. I hope that was helpful. Many Ledesma, Discord is linked already in the pinned comment. I also made a community post about it. Shivani, you are a morning person. I struggle so hard to do that. I'm trying to wake up earlier as an experiment because it might make me more productive. Yeah, I guess like I work the best in the morning, but I naturally tend to like sleep later and later. So I have to kind of like rewind and remind myself that I should wake up earlier in the mornings so I can do that. And I do find that when I do wake up earlier in the mornings, like today, I just studied for 100 minutes, right? And I chatted with you guys. Like I feel so much more motivated and getting ready to go through the rest of my day. It does help. No, yes. These sessions are so clutch. I go forward with so much momentum for the rest of the day. I agree, me too. Like after learning that, I just feel so much better about myself. I like started my day right. So with everything else, it's like I already did the quote unquote like hardest part, or the thing that, that is most difficult for me to do due to the lack of a schedule, like in the morning. And then after that, it's all like smooth sailing, mostly. Hi. Cool. Carl, your Chinese is very good. That's really cool that you're learning Chinese. See. Any advice for pure mathematics, logic PhD, looking to get into data science? Any tangential roles more suitable? That's okay. So I actually work with a colleague who does have PhD in math. I think it's quite pure math because he told me that what he does usually when he was doing his PhD would just be like doing math on paper or a whiteboard. So that sounds like it's not super applied math. He's a data scientist now. I think with a pure math degree, if you don't know how to code, that's probably going to be the thing that you need to really like catch on, just learn. And after that, you can data science is cool, like research, machine learning researcher, depending on what your PhD, like what you did for your PhD, that could be a role you can be interested in. Quantitative research is another one if you're interested in finance. Yeah, there's actually like so many paths available because you're as if you learn how to code, pretty much everything is very open for you. And yeah, there having a PhD is also really nice because it opens up a lot of doors, especially in data science, that may not hire you if you don't have a PhD. Hope that helps. Two, the elements of statistical learning plus applied predictive modeling are my go-to books for machine learning. Just wondering if you have any good alternative references for ML. Yeah, shoot, I don't remember any at the top of my head. There's this one book that was quite good, but in general though, I don't usually do, I don't really do well with books, I find. I get very easily distracted, so I prefer video lectures, and then like very applied project-based learning. Yeah, sorry, don't really have many recommendations I can think of top of my head. Let's see. Ooh, I gotta run in 5 minutes. Let's answer a few more questions. Naveen, you know fellow Canadian Jeremy Huang? Disguised toast. No, I do not. Do not know what that is. Oh, I actually managed to answer everybody's questions today. That's nice. CK Chan, I am not quite comfortable in Coursera format course. I more prefer Stanford online lecture or MIT lecture. Any advice on how to learn more effectively in Coursera? With Stanford online lecture or MIT lecture, are you just watching the videos for those classes? Because I feel like the Coursera courses are usually the same as the online courses. They just repurpose it for that platform. And I find that it's just more interactive in the way that it's designed. So I think it's quite similar to that, except just when you do the quizzes and stuff, that helps you retain better. What else? I don't really have any specific advice on how to go through it, except to just take advantage of the more interactivity that it has. And I haven't done my first assignment yet, but I'm sure that when you're doing the assignments, it's really, really helpful having that community, because then if you don't know how to do something, you can search up like internally someone asked that question already, or you can ask someone and hopefully someone is able to answer that question for you. I hope that helps. Real cool. Books for biological application of DS. Again, I don't really do books that much personally, so I wouldn't know, especially for biological application. I don't really know any that are good, but I think Data Professor made a video about this, about like different books for biological applications. I am not sure. Sorry. Maybe check out his channel. I do know like he does a lot of projects, which could be, you know, a good way of learning data science in conjunction to reading the books. Daito, is it necessary to get a master's degree in becoming a data scientist? Also, what do you suggest about maths for people who come from an arts background? So no, it is definitely not necessary to get a master's degree to become a data scientist. I know many, many people that I work with who do not have a master's degree, they have an undergraduate degree. With that being said though, if you only have an undergrad degree, it should probably be a degree that's quite technical or very related to data in some way, and that should be fine. If you have like a stats major or anything like that, that should completely be fine. But I'm assuming that you come from an arts background. So what do you suggest about maths for people who come from an arts background? So I feel like unless you truly are super passionate about math and you want to learn everything, like from the ground up, I suggest that I talk about this in my video about how to learn math for data science. What I do is that I pretty much start doing projects on things, and then when I run into different algorithms and then I start digging into those algorithms and trying to understand the logic and the math behind it, and that helps make it much more relevant, and also make sure that you're not learning a bunch of extraneous information that wouldn't be useful in that application. Just because if you really wanted to catch up to all the math that someone would get who has a technical degree in their undergraduate, it would take a lot of self-discipline to get through each of these courses by yourself. So that's what I would recommend, because you can very easily use these machine learning algorithms and data science in general without knowing the exact math behind it, as long as you understand the logic behind things. I hope that helps. Also, like Andrew Ning's course on Coursera, the one that I'm doing right now, I think it's really good for people who don't have super solid math background, like myself, because he goes to the logic of it at a high enough level that he's not telling you to go like derive things by yourself, but he explains things mathematically how it works. So you can check that out. All right, last question. Robin, any advice for advanced SQL courses or projects? Oh, so I'm assuming if you're doing SQL courses for projects, you're probably not trying to get a job, right? Like not interview questions. Yeah, SQL is a hard one to do like projects just for fun. What I can recommend is like you can do a project that involves you're setting up your own database. Like for example, the project I'm doing with Kenji and Forest Knight it's like a leaderboard project, and we have to get YouTube information. But in order to do this project, we have to set up a database in order to put that YouTube information we're getting from the YouTube API, and then in manipulating that database in itself, that would be in SQL. So that's like a way of doing things. Yeah, you can just focus more on the like database itself as opposed to other stuff. And yeah, that would be my suggestion. Cool. All right, thank you guys so much for joining today. I hope it was productive, and have an amazing weekend, and don't study too hard on the weekend.